August 1st, news exploded that Danish actor Mads Mikkelsen was interested in playing Doctor Doom in the rumored Doom solo movie by Fox. This came on the heels of earlier rumors that Fox are also developing a child-friendly Fantastic Four reboot. In this editorial, I will put both of these news items into their proper context, explore what has been said and what it implies, as well as give my take on it all. One of the last things Tom Rothman did while he was still running the show at Fox was to approve of Josh Trank and his dark and gritty body horror take on the Fantastic Four. As you may recall, the offering of Josh Trank, his grounded take, and the appointed cast was a package that most high-profile pundits and the entertainment media at large were fawning over from the moment it was announced. Some even touted Fantatsic as it would come to be marketed, as being the movie that would finally show Marvel how Marvel movies should be made. The fans didn't drink that Kool-Aid though, and we at Midnight's Edge covered the leaks and rumors emanating from the production, a production which was rushed to the screen for the sole purpose of retaining the Fantastic Four movie rights. To the surprise of no one who followed our Trankgate coverage, the movie bombed at the box office and with fans and critics alike. In the aftermath, earlier supporters were either missing in action or even joining the ranks of fans who for years had chanted that the rights should revert to Marvel. Surely, after such an embarrassing high-profile misfire, Fox would never threaten moviegoers with another rights grab, would they? In a February 24th interview with Collider, Simon Kinberg, the writer of X-Men 3 The Last Stand and shot caller for Fox's Marvel division, commented on the failure of Fantatsic and said that it's in the past in the sense of lessons learned, and we would love to make another Fantastic Four movie. We really believe in that cast, and I think the lessons that we learned would help us make a more consistent movie than we did the first time. Now I just have to comment on his comment. Kinberg, outside of yourself and your fellow partners in crime at Fox, plus the entertainment media that humors you for the continued access to Fox screenings and interviews, as well as a handful of blindingly loyal fans that'll eat up anything thrown at them. No one believes in that cast. Oh, they're all talented actors, no argue there, but not a single one of them fit the role they were cast in. Not one. Exceedingly few of the fans wanted to see any of them in their respective roles to begin with, and even fewer want to see them return to those particular roles now. About the rights reverting to Marvel if they don't make another, Kinberg said, "I think the truth is we would not make another Fantastic Four movie until it was ready to be made. One of the lessons we learned on that movie is that we want to make sure we get it 100% right, because we will not get another chance with the fans." It's good to see that Kinberg has at the very least partial touch with reality. He is right about them not getting another chance with the fans, but he messed up with the timing of the statement. This is what he should have said after Rise of the Silver Surfer. Then that statement would have been true. It no longer is, because after Fantatsic they don't have another chance to make any more Fantastic Four movies. They're merely talking about it right now, and the fans are already getting the torches and pitchforks ready. The most important lesson Fox should have learned from that movie is a lesson that any fan could and indeed did tell them, that the Fantastic Four don't work outside the context of the larger Marvel universe. Can't be done, not in any way worth seeing, so don't even try. Let it revert or work out a deal with Marvel to bring the next iteration of the Fantastic Four into the MCU. That is the lesson Fox should have learned. For the longest of time, it did look like some talks must have transpired, seeing as Marvel granted their corporate enemy Fox the right to make TV series based on the X-Men property, which is something Fox could not have done without Marvel's blessing, as the X-Men movie rights did not extend to TV. And for all we know, some kind of deal might still have happened. But it doesn't look good, not with these other projects being rumored. On June 20th, Bleeding Cool broke the scoop that Fox were indeed developing another Fantastic Four movie, which they credited to reliable sources. I don't doubt the validity of this. You may recall that Bleeding Cool previously broke a lot of scoops during the Marvel Studios and Marvel Entertainment restructuring, always with a clear anti-Marvel Studios and anti-Kevin Feige angle. This scoop is no different. According to their report, the in-development movie will focus on the children of Reed Richards and Sue Storm, and tonally be closer to The Incredibles. That's quite a tacit admission that Trank's dark and gritty take was a huge mistake right there. The current draft of the proposed new Fantastic Four movie is written by Seth Grahame-Smith, the writer of Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. He is also one in the long line of directors who was attached to direct The Flash for DC at one point. While a Fantastic Four reboot may be in development, it has not yet been formally announced, let alone greenlit. Fox needs to have the movie in production by 2022, so they still have plenty of time to decide if they want to throw good money after bad. But as someone who does want to see the Fantastic Four revert to Marvel where they belong, I have to admit that I don't like what I'm hearing. Not just because that child-centric angle may be a case of the pendulum swinging too far in the other direction, but because I don't want Fox to make another Fantastic Four rights grab at all. There are those who don't want Marvel to have access to all their properties. I am not among them. I reject the notion that the Fantastic Four being separate is somehow good for the fans, as those characters are so ingrained into the Marvel universe that they cannot be done justice outside of it. Been tried, never worked. More importantly than the Fantastic Four themselves, there are so many villains and cosmic characters tied up with the Fantastic Four rights that the MCU itself is in some sense deprived from not having access to them. Notable examples of such characters include Silver Surfer, Galactus, and above all, Doctor Doom. On July 20th, at the San Diego Comic-Con, Legion showrunner Noah Hawley teased that he was developing a movie for Fox that fans may be interested in, namely Doctor Doom. The Hollywood Reporter later confirmed with their sources that Hawley is indeed working on a Doom movie. But it should be stressed that just like with the Fantastic Four babies, no Doctor Doom movie has been formally announced at this time. Of course, things got a tad more interesting when Mads Mikkelsen, the Danish actor and European star, perhaps most known to American audiences for the title role in NBC's Hannibal, started talking about the role of Doctor Doom. Based on the headlines that spurred, you could be forgiven for thinking that he is attached to the project. That, however, is not the case. Not yet anyway. Mikkelsen was a guest at the 2017 London Film and Comic Con. Their Screen Geek asked him about allegedly walking out of an audition for Josh Trank's Fant 4 stick, and considering the recent news that Fox is producing a solo Doctor Doom movie, if it's a role that he's still interested in. To this he replied, "Yeah, it's always interesting. They are experimenting with doing some of the villain stories as well. Let's see if they do that. I'm not familiar that they've done it with anyone yet. They haven't done it with the Joker, they haven't done it with the Penguin, so we'll see when that day comes." In other words, Mikkelsen only answered a random question in the most general of terms. There is nothing to suggest there is anything more going on. That being said, Mads Mikkelsen would in my opinion be the perfect actor for Doctor Doom, and I've been saying that for years. One of the things I like the least about Doctor Strange is that Mikkelsen played another villain in it, which diminishes his chance of getting to portray Doom if and when the character at some point reverts to Marvel. And like the Fantastic Four, Doctor Doom can only be done full justice within the larger Marvel Cinematic Universe. Unlike the Fantastic Four, however, Doom is strong enough a character that he, in my opinion, actually could function alone, removed from everything else. While I would take Doom in the MCU over it any day, Fox actually could make a compelling, dark and atmospheric movie about the troubled monarch and sovereign who hides behind armor. If they were to cast Mads Mikkelsen, pair the project with the right director, ban any and all freaking innate electro superpowers and bio armor, take some visual cues from the Hammer horror movies, and give it the Logan treatment of keeping Kinberg and the other producers the hell out of the filmmaker's way, then they could actually be onto something, however much the MCU fan in me would hate to say it. To summarize, none of this is any guarantee that either movie will be made though. Fox are no doubt looking into different ways of retaining the Fantastic Four license, and doing some early development to better be able to consider their options. To this end, they could go for both movies. They could go for just one of them. Or they could go for neither of them. There is a huge leap from a movie being in development to it actually being made. Case in point, where is the Silver Surfer solo movie that they were developing after Rise of the Silver Surfer? We will keep you up to date on this story as it unfolds. Rank 8 Part 5 might happen still. Till then, let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comments.
If you like this video, then please hit that subscribe button. Due to recent changes made by YouTube, we also encourage all of our subscribers, both new and old, to please hit that bell icon next to the subscribe button as well, so you will be notified when new videos are uploaded. Be sure to check back for news and analysis of the happenings and corporate politics behind the scenes of your favorite genre movies, as well as explorations of your favorite characters and their backgrounds and context here at Midnight's Edge.